right guys, so today is an exciting day. I'm here in Apple's 5th Avenue. Today is the grand reopening after being closed for a couple of years. They finished remodeling. It looks absolutely amazing. I will have another video to try to show you guys what the store looks like. But I picked up my brand new iPhone 11 Pro Max in green color, and I figured it would be awesome to try to do an unboxing right here in the Apple Store in the day that they have grand opened their store. I know there are a ton of unboxing videos already out there, so it's not going to be an in-depth. This is just going to be a cool, short, fun video to try to go through this experience together. And I'm sorry, I know it's really loud here. There's a lot of events going on, but hopefully you guys can hear me well. Let's get to it. By the way, my name is Sean. Welcome to my tech channel. If this is the first time you are watching this video, please consider subscribing if you enjoy tech content like this. And if you're a return subscriber, thank you so much for coming back for yet another video. So today, during the grand opening, they actually give this brand new bag with every purchase. That was one of the cool perks of coming to this store today. Also, we had Tim Cook himself at the door, and because I was one of the first guys in line, I was able to go ahead, shake his hand, and take a selfie with him. I am upgrading from an iPhone XS Max 256 gig to 11 Pro Max 256 gig. I got the green color. I thought this was very unique, and I love that matte finish. What's nice is anytime you're trying to do an Apple unboxing, you're not gonna need any cutter. Everything's set up. You don't have to wrestle with the plastic wrapping. So let's open it up. So this year, Apple has gone back and they introduced their black cases one more time. So they brought that back, which I thought it was pretty cool. I think they only offer this in the 11 Pro. There he is. This is it, guys. So first impression of this green color depends on the angle you're looking at this. You may get a little bit of a hint of gray, sometimes maybe a little bit of a blue, but it is, I love that matte finish. It definitely feels heavier than the XS Max. Let me go ahead, take a look at it side by side. So comparing the two, it definitely feels heavier. And I know, looking at the specs, we already know that the 11 Pro Max is actually thicker than the XS Max. And when you look at it visually, it's very noticeable if you look at it side by side. But the weight is more noticeable than the thickness. So the glass in the back, they said it was supposed to have a bit of a texture. I personally don't feel that. As you rub your finger against it, the Apple logo has a different texture to it, and your finger will get stuck to it. I gotta tell you, first, when this design came out, everyone's been talking about how ugly it looks, or it looks like a kitchen stove. I gotta tell you that the moment you actually hold this and you look at it, it would instantly start to grow on you, and I personally have no problem with this design. I have done another video talking about if you should upgrade to an iPhone 11 or 11 Pro. I will put a link somewhere up here, so definitely check that out. But to quickly recap, there are only a few things that has changed. Number one is the design, sort of. All it is, you see the back is different. When you look at the front, it is practically identical symmetrical, and the weight and the thickness, by looking at it, you're not going to notice it. Now, some of the other things that significantly improved were the battery life as well as the camera. The battery life of a XS Max to an iPhone 11 Pro Max has improved by about 5 hours. And if you look at the iPhone 11 Pro, it improves by 4 hours. And if you look at an iPhone 11, it improves by 1 hour. Before I get to the camera, one more thing. The display slightly improved. For example, it is about 15% brighter than iPhone XS Max. The contrast ratio went from 1 million to 1 to 2 million to 1. So definitely a nicer screen, but this already had a fantastic display. So I'm not sure naturally you will be able to tell the difference how much better the 11 Pro Max is. And then finally, the cameras. Now you have your standard lens, or known as a wide lens. We also have an ultra wide, and we have a tele lens. Now the hardware piece is one thing, but what Apple has done is absolutely fantastic with how these lenses actually work precisely together. For example, in the iPhone XS Max, when you try to use the wheel in the video and zoom in and out to go from one lens to the tele lens, you actually have a shift in color as well as exposure and brightness, and that absolutely ruins the footage for you, especially if you're trying to get some cinematic footage out of this camera. But with this one, every time you are shooting a video, regardless of which lens you're using, real time in the background, whether you want to use the other lenses or not, the system is priming the other two lenses. So the moment you use the wheel and trying to shift from one lens to another, it is going to have a very smooth transition, and you're not going to see that jump and shift going from lens to lens. So this was the short review and unboxing of the phone. Everything else in it is pretty standard. You get your earbuds, you get your charging cable, and new this time we get a bigger brick. This is an 18 watt to help with the fast charging, and you only get this with the 11 Pro. Stay tuned for more video of 11 Pro Max as well as its features, with a lot of focus on the camera. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.